I'm Matt Bishar with REIT.com, and I'm here in New York City for REITWeek 2012, NAREIT's Investor Forum. Joining me is Paul Boynton, Chairman, President, and CEO of Rayonier. Paul, why don't you start by kind of giving us the 1-minute version of what Rayonier is all about?
Sure, glad to, Matt. Rayonier is a timber REIT, a $5.4 billion market cap company focused in really 3 areas. Forest resources, where we own or manage 2.7 million acres of property, 7th largest landowner in the U.S. and 3rd largest in New Zealand. We have a real estate business. We have 200,000 acres of property along the I-95 corridor between Savannah and Daytona. And we're also a performance fibers in the performance fibers business. We're the world's leading manufacturer of highly purified cellulose. And that's a product that goes into everything from LCD screens to pharmaceuticals. And essentially, that's our business, $1.5 billion in revenue. And most of that, half of that coming from outside the U.S.
Let's start by looking at the forest resources division first. How has demand for pulpwood been the first half of the year?
Demand for pulpwood for us actually has been very strong the first half of the year. And in fact, Mac, it has been strong ever since the economic downturn. If you look at the southeast U.S., that is typically a 50% lumber, 50% pulpwood type of market. When the downturn came on, we recognized that the value for lumber just wasn't going to be there. Therefore, our timber for that product, we decided to go ahead and reserve. And what we can do, which is great because it's a naturally growing product, is we can hold value and it continues to grow on the land at 5, 6, 7% a year. And what we did is then shifted our volume over to the pulpwood side. So from a 50-50 type of market, we've been running a 70-80% pulpwood market ever since, and it continues to be strong.
And has there been any change in your performance fibers operation?
Yeah, our performance fibers actually, and last year we talked about this business has been great for Rayonier. It's had tremendous growth over the last 5 or 6 years. We continue to be sold out. And the biggest change, Matt, that we've got going on there, we announced last year a $300 million expansion at our Jessup, Georgia facility, where we will add 190,000 tons of incremental production. The great thing about that, it is already 85% sold, that production, even though this expansion won't come online until a year from now. So again, tremendous business, exciting growth opportunity for us, and expansion in 2013.
And lastly, the amount of land that you have available for development. Have you seen the market evolve to the point where you're seeing greater demand for that land?
If you look at the components of sales out of our real estate business, one of the base components is what we call rural or conservation sales. That business has remained very strong for us, even in the economic downturn. It's in the rural sense, it's 100, 200, 500 acre parcels going for recreation type of use, second home kind of use. That hasn't changed at all and continues to do well. Similarly, conservation sales. We work very closely with conservation partners across the U.S. and we optimize and monetize parcels that would be good for conservation going forward. The development side of the business, obviously, when the market turned down, it turned down, and with that, we decided, we continue to manage this property because it's still in full timberland management as active timber. And what we've done is we've positioned it, we've entitled some of it, 38,000 acres now we have is actually entitled as a land change use going forward. And we're waiting for the market return. We think, Matt, that and we've already started to see this, that the first interest level has been in industrial development. We've got a great parcel south of Savannah Port that we think has got tremendous industrial opportunities. It's got a Class 1 railroad going through it that serves the second largest port on the eastern seaboard, which is Savannah. And we also have a similar industrial property in Florida, northwest of Jacksonville. So we see activity, we see a lot of looking at those properties now, gives us some indication that the market's starting to turn. Commercial behind that to some degree, and I think residential, we still got a ways to slug through here until we get some housing return in the United States.
Paul, thank you so much for joining us.
Great, Matt, nice to see you.
For more on this and other news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.